Okay, so if you're a solopreneur, you know this feeling, that endless hungry beast that is your social media calendar. It just demands to be fed constantly, and you're the only one in the kitchen. Well, what if you could actually prep a whole month's worth of content in just 1 hour? I know, it sounds a little too good to be true, right? Let's find out.
And look, if this sounds familiar, you are so not alone. Research that Google cited found that a whopping 73% of small businesses feel the exact same way. They struggle to keep their brand message consistent across all their channels. It's a huge, huge shared pain point.
There's actually a name for this whole struggle. It's called the duct-taped stack problem. It's that messy, frantic dance you probably do every week, jumping from a Google Doc for your captions, over to Canva for your images, then maybe a spreadsheet to plan it all out, and then you've got to manually upload everything one by one. Ugh. It's just a chaotic, inefficient process that completely drains your energy.
Yeah, that right there, that's the content grind. It's a cycle that can burn out even the most passionate creators. But the good news is, there might just be a way to finally break free from it and, actually streamline your entire workflow. So what if I told you this isn't just some fantasy? This is the core promise of a new tool from Google called Pomelli. It's designed to completely flip this workflow on its head by generating a whole batch of 10 unique post ideas, we're talking images and captions, in about a minute.
All right, so what is this thing, Pomelli? Well, simply put, it's a free AI marketing tool, and it comes straight from Google's own experimental lab. Its whole reason for being is to help folks just like you create branded social media content and to do it really, really fast. Okay, but this is where the real magic happens. All you do is give Pomelli your website URL. Seriously, that's it. In less than 90 seconds, it scans your whole site and automatically pulls out what it calls your brand's DNA, your exact colors, your fonts, your image style, and even your unique tone of voice. So forget about manually creating brand kits ever again.
So let's get the quick facts out of the way. It launched pretty recently, and right now it's totally free while it's in public beta. It's available in the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Now, one big thing to keep in mind is that it creates static images and captions for all the big platforms, but it doesn't do video, at least not yet.
Okay, cool. We know what it is, but how in the world do you actually use it to whip up a month of content in just 1 hour? Well, it all boils down to a really simple three-step plan.
All right, here's the game plan for that 1 hour sprint. First, you'll spend a little time on a one-time setup of your business DNA. Then, you'll spend a few minutes planning out your main campaigns for the month. And finally, you get to the fun part, generating batches of content and getting it all ready to go. It's all about a focused sprint, not some long, drawn-out marathon.
And listen, I really can't stress this enough. That initial 15 to 20 minutes of setup is absolutely the most important part of this whole thing. You got to take that time to really dial in what the AI pulls from your site. Double check your color codes, upload your best logos, your best photos. Seriously, think of it like this. A little bit of work up front saves you a ton of headaches later. Garbage in, garbage out. This is such a perfect example of why the way you talk to the AI matters so much. If you give it something super vague like, make me a post, you're going to get a super vague, kind of useless result. But if you give it a strong, specific prompt, one that tells it the goal, the tone, and exactly what you want people to do, that's when you get content that actually works. And maybe the coolest part? You don't need any design skills to make changes. The whole editing process is done with natural language. You can literally just tell the AI what you want. Make the logo bigger, change that headline, swap in a different image. It's basically like you're just talking to your design. It's wild. Okay, so all of that sounds amazing on paper, right? But what's it actually like to use in the real world? Let's dive into what real users are saying to get a better feel for the hype versus the, reality. So one of the big wins people are talking about is the AI's ability to match your tone of voice. And it can be surprisingly good. This user was blown away that it could even capture sarcasm, which is notoriously tough for AI to get right. For any brand that relies on a unique personality, that is a huge win. But, it's not all perfect. On the flip side, a really common complaint is that the visuals can sometimes look a little artificial, a bit generic. They can lack that authentic human touch, which is just a little reminder that, hey, you're still dealing with an AI tool here. All right, so let's just lay it all out, the good and the bad.
The pros are huge. We're talking incredible speed, rock-solid brand consistency, and the fact that you don't need any design skills is amazing. But the cons are definitely real too. The visuals can feel generic, your editing controls are a bit limited, and there are some account limitations, like only being able to manage one brand per account for now.
So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you get that incredible AI speed, but without the boring generic results? Well, this is where a lot of savvy creators are starting to shift their entire process. They're adopting what's called a hybrid workflow, and it's a really fundamental change in how to approach creative work.
And this is what that looks like in the real world. You let Pomelli do the heavy lifting, say about 70% of the work, generating all your initial ideas and first drafts super fast. Then you just export your favorites into a tool like Canva to add that last 30%, the final polish, the strategic tweaks, and that all-important human touch. Let the AI handle the volume, and you handle the value.
So after all that, the big question is, what does this all mean for you? Is Pomelli the secret weapon that solopreneurs and those one-person marketing teams have been waiting for? Well, from what we're seeing, this tool is an absolute game changer for a few key groups. If you're a solopreneur, a freelancer, or a small business where you are the entire marketing department, this is basically built for you. It's also perfect for e-commerce stores that need to constantly show off new products or local businesses trying to get the word out about events. And that kind of leaves us with this one big final thought to chew on. We used to think a competitive advantage meant having a massive budget or a huge team. But what if the new edge is just speed? Is having an AI that can spit out endless good enough first drafts the new secret weapon, the new unfair advantage for small businesses? It's definitely something to think about.